Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the ceremonial procession and remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Guest of Honor, Mr. Lawrence Wong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Mr. Bill Chang, Chairman, Board of Trustees, SIT, Professor Chua Kee Chiang, President, SIT, Senior Management and Faculty Members, SIT, Honorary Graduate, Mr. Ng Yat Cheng, Donors, Industry Partners, Distinguished Guests, Graduates, Ladies and Gentlemen. Welcome to Graduation 2022. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. Professor Chua Kee Chiang, President, SIT, will now deliver the opening address. Professor Chua, please.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Mr. Lawrence Wong, Chairman of the SIT Board of Trustees, Mr. Bill Chang, members of the SIT Board of Trustees, industry partners, colleagues, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to you and a warm welcome to the main session of this year's SIT graduation ceremony. We're very privileged to have DPM Wong as our guest of honor this morning. We're very grateful to DPM for gracing this ceremony. Your presence is special since you were instrumental in recommending that SIT become an autonomous university when you chaired the Committee on University Expansion Pathways beyond 2015. This morning's session is also special as we will acknowledge Mr. Ng Yat Chong's significant contributions to the university by conferring on him SIT's first honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Mr. Ng, as SIT's founding chairman, laid the strong foundations of the university and steered its growth and development as Singapore's first University of Applied Learning. As chairman of the SIT Board of Trustees from September 2009 to March this year, Mr. Ng was a strong proponent of our integrated work-study program, which has become a hallmark of our pedagogy, benefiting both our students and the industry. Under his stewardship, SIT expanded university education pathways for young Singaporeans and significantly grew our educational offerings and industry collaborations. And very importantly, Mr. Ng also played a critical role in helping to secure approval for our upcoming consolidated campus in Punggol, which we are eagerly waiting to move into come 2024. To the class of 2022, graduation is a significant moment and marks a new phase in your life. Your years of hard work, with the strong support of your loved ones, friends, and professors, have culminated in today's achievement. Despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, for more than half of your stay at SIT, you have excelled in your work, shown strength, developed resilience, and built a close-knit community as you supported one another. These are important traits that will serve you well in life and your career, of course. Needless to say, we are very proud of you. So please give yourselves a big round of applause. Since becoming an autonomous university in 2014, SIT has evolved from being a startup university to becoming Singapore's third largest university by undergraduate student intake. Thanks to the government's strong support and the efforts of everyone in the SIT ecosystem, the university is well poised to take the next steps in our growth trajectory. We will continue to focus on bridging and strengthening the links between the individuals who are our students, learners, researchers, and academic staff, and the industry. We will support industry not just with our pipeline of fresh talent, but through continuing education programs, address their workforce transformation needs, and through applied research, their innovation needs. To date, we have successfully rolled out industry-relevant undergraduate degree programs and produced graduates who are specialists in their respective fields and who are well received by industry. In our very first SIT graduation ceremony in 2017, 82 graduates from the accountancy program were the first cohort to receive a degree conferred by SIT. This year, the university is conferring more than 2,200 degrees from over 30 undergraduate level programs. This remarkable growth has been driven by the hard work of SIT pioneers, but more importantly, the belief and trust that all our stakeholders have placed in us. I believe that we have risen to the challenge and delivered an education that truly adds value. The recently released 2021 Graduate Employment Survey is proof of this. Within 6 months of graduation, 95.6% of SIT graduates from the class of 2021 were employed. This is the second highest employment rate of graduates among the 6 autonomous universities in Singapore. There was also an increase in both the mean and median gross monthly salaries, which are now almost comparable to those of graduates from the more established universities. While we continue to strive to do even better with our holistic, value-adding education, in the coming year, we will step up our efforts in continuing education and training to contribute to the industry's needs for workforce transformation in the face of rapid technological disruptions. Our applied learning pedagogy is particularly suited for CET, and our approach will be to work closely with companies in order to offer training programs that truly meet their needs. I'm happy to say that we are off to a fairly good start in this expanded mission of the university, having forged partnerships with a number of companies this year, including Applied Materials, Southeast Asia, NG Southeast Asia, and SingHealth. SIT's research efforts are still nascent, having started in earnest just a couple of years ago. Being a university of applied learning, we are clear that our research will be more applied, aimed at developing innovations jointly with industry, and which they can exploit commercially, and that also informs and advances our educational programs. We are making good progress in a couple of areas, such as sustainable food technologies and infrastructure engineering and maintenance. In the area of food, for example, we now work upstream on food science with partner universities such as NTU and Technical University of Munich and A-Star, and downstream on alternative protein innovations with companies such as AgroCorp, Ingredient, Roquet, and Fuji Oil. In April this year, we launched Food Plant, Singapore's first shared facility for small batch food production to support innovation in the food manufacturing industry. This end-to-end coverage, from taking basic research from our partner universities, a step closer to application, and co-innovating products with industry partners, is a model that we have adopted for applied research that we reckon will better help realize our mission. Since becoming an autonomous university 8 years ago, SIT is now moving from an undergraduate teaching university onto a trajectory to becoming a full-fledged university with missions in pre-employment training, continuing education and training, and research. In all these three missions, we will continue to focus on areas that directly impact individuals and industry, for SIT aspires to be a premier university of applied learning. To conclude, class of 2022, even as you graduate today, let me remind you that you will always remain a member of the SIT family. Stay in touch with the community that has nurtured and cared for you, and because your learning does not end the moment you step out of the university, I look forward to welcoming you back to further your studies, reskill or upskill, and engage in innovation projects. I also encourage you to be ambassadors of SIT and come back to contribute to your alma mater's growth and support your juniors. Once again, our heartfelt congratulations on your graduation, and on behalf of the university, offer our best wishes to all of you. I'm confident that you will make a meaningful impact and help shape a better world for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chua. Our guest of honor this morning is Mr. Lawrence Wong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance. DPM will now deliver the graduation address. DPM, please.
Chairman, Board of Trustees of SIT, Mr. Bill Chung, President of SIT, Professor Chua Ki Cheng, faculty and staff, parents and graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to join you this morning for your graduation. And it's so good to be able to gather like this to celebrate this important milestone for our graduates together with your family and friends. It's truly something to cherish because this is the first time that we are able to come together in such a large-scale graduation ceremony since the outbreak of the pandemic 2.5 years ago. I know over this period, for much of our students' journey at SIT, events like this were not possible, and it has not been easy for all of you. When your industry attachments and lessons were disrupted, you had to quickly adapt to new ways of learning. You also had to find new ways of connecting with one another to overcome the stress of social isolation. But despite these challenges, all of you demonstrated the best of the human spirit pushing yourself forward and encouraging each other to carry on. So to all our graduates this morning, let me offer my heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Well done, everyone. Of course, this achievement would not have been possible without those who have supported you throughout your journey, your family and friends, and the faculty and staff of SIT. Many of them are here today to celebrate this milestone with you, and you have truly made them very proud. So I think we should also give them a big round of applause to recognize them. And I would like to also thank all of you today for your cooperation and support in tackling the pandemic these past 2.5 years. We only managed to get through the worst of COVID because you complied with the measures no matter how inconvenient they were. And we continued to keep faith with one another in Singapore, even through the darkest periods of the pandemic. If you recall, late last year, when our healthcare workers were under much strain, many SIT students answered the call to support them. You put others before yourselves, and you stepped up to volunteer at various social, rehabilitation, and healthcare facilities. Your contributions were invaluable in our fight against COVID-19, and it's really because of efforts like these, everyday Singaporeans all doing your part, that we managed to get through this crisis together. So let me say a big thank you to all of you. Speaking to all of you today is a bit of a homecoming for me because, as was mentioned just now by your president, my journey with SIT began a decade ago in 2012 when I led the committee to review the possibilities for expanding our university sector in Singapore. After careful study at that time, we assessed that we could increase the number of university places to give more opportunities for young Singaporeans like yourselves. But instead of simply expanding our existing universities, we felt that we should try something different to broaden and diversify our university sector. And in particular, we had looked at applied, practice-oriented universities overseas, which combined classroom-based learning with practical work experience. These universities had strong linkages between academic knowledge and industry skills, and they also had very good employment and education outcomes. And we felt that this learning model would be useful in Singapore. It would benefit our students and equip them with valuable industry-relevant skills. And that's why we recommended then to make SIT a full-fledged autonomous university and also our first university for applied learning in Singapore. Today, 10 years later, I'm glad to see that SIT is making its mark as a leader for applied learning in Singapore. From an inaugural batch of just 500 students, which is about the size of the audience here today, SIT has grown significantly over the years to over 9,000 students offering about 40 degree programs. All this was made possible due to the close collaboration between SIT and its many industry partners, and this has enabled SIT to do well. The facts speak for themselves. SIT graduates have seen very strong employment outcomes. As you heard just now, close to 96% of the class of 2021 found employment within 6 months of graduation. And this is higher than many of the other autonomous universities in Singapore, which is really quite an achievement. And I'm pleased that SIT's allied health graduates, namely Diagnostic, Radiography, Occupational Therapy, and Radiation Therapy, your allied health graduates have an excellent track record, achieving an impressive 100% employment rate last year. One reason for this is that the healthcare sector is a growth sector. There are many opportunities for employment and career advancement in healthcare. And the reason is simple. We are aging very quickly. By 2010, we will have around 1 million citizens who will be aged 65 and above, and that's 1 in 4 of us. All of us can feel it. It's either us or our parents. And this is driving a substantial increase in the demand for healthcare professionals, including allied health professionals like yourselves. In fact, Singapore needs 82,000 healthcare staff by 2030, an increase of more than 40% from our current headcount. So for our graduates, you are in a very good position because I have no doubt that you will continue to enjoy very good employment prospects. You are in a growth industry. But beyond finding employment, you can also look forward to continued advancement, learning, and transformation in your careers. For example, for diagnostic radiographers and radiation therapists, advancements in technology are promising to revolutionize patient assessment and treatment. Artificial intelligence has shown an impressive ability to leverage diagnostic scans to identify abnormalities within the human body. AI also has the potential to help radiation therapists develop personalized doses of chemotherapy for patients, reducing the radiation they receive and improving the quality of care. Meanwhile, occupational therapists will increasingly need to learn how to use remote care and telehealth to treat our aging population in the comfort of their homes. And MOH is working to help standardize the measurable outcomes for patients across hospitals and community providers to help you better understand your patients' rehabilitation progress and the appropriate treatment responses. In short, all of these things are changing. With AI, with technology, with new treatment protocols, things are continuing to evolve. And all that means our graduates here today will have the ability to continue delivering even better quality of care. But it also means that you will have to continue learning new skills and new ways of doing things throughout your careers. So while today may mark the end of your undergraduate journey, it is really just the beginning of your lifelong learning journey. And I hope that all of you will develop a mindset of continuous learning and keep abreast with the latest skills and knowledge required to do your jobs well. And on this lifelong learning endeavor, the government and institutions like SIT will continue to support you. Indeed, this may not be the last time you see SIT. It is very possible that many of our graduates will find yourselves coming back here again or some other institution to do a short training module or a longer advanced program in order to progress in your careers and stay current with the skills that you need to excel in doing your jobs well. Ultimately, what's important is that all of you can look forward to a deeply fulfilling and meaningful profession. As allied health professionals, you will all be on the front lines in supporting our aging population, helping them to gain independence and confidence in performing everyday activities, helping them to diagnose their ailments early, and treating their cancers, all in a day's work. And there is no job more noble and no task more important than providing care for others. You will see our seniors at their most vulnerable when they are unable to do their daily activities that they have taken for granted all their lives, or when they may be full of anxiety over what might be making them ill. And in these vulnerable moments, they will be looking to you for hope and reassurance. It may not appear that way sometimes. Sometimes they may be uncooperative or they may even be unwilling to listen to you. But do not forget that behind every difficult case or clinical problem is a human being, someone's parent or grandparent, spouse or sibling, someone looking to be reassured. And I hope you will always remember this and deliver care with empathy. Finally, let me conclude by highlighting once again the spirit of resilience and excellence which all of you have displayed to get to where you are today. Your accomplishments are something to celebrate and cherish. But please do not let this be the final stop in your journey of excellence. I know it can be tempting to take the easy way out. After all, you say, I've studied for so long, I now have gotten a degree, why not relax and enjoy life a little bit more? It's a very natural thought to get into your minds. And it's no reason, it's not surprising why these days you hear people talk about quiet quitting, or in China they say lying flat. But sometimes these sorts of thoughts are not new. When I was about the age of the graduates here today, this is in the late 80s and early 90s, the media were portraying my generation as slackers. Right? The Gen X were supposedly slackers and lazy, but we turned out okay, I think. So I hope for our graduates that you will find as you progress through life that happiness comes about not by settling for mediocrity, but by seeking excellence in everything you do. To be clear, this does not mean that you have to be overwhelmed by the pressure of constantly comparing with the other person next to you or conforming to expectations that others have of you. Because really it's about each one of you defining your own journey of excellence, recognizing your abilities and strengths for what they are, as well as your own shortcomings and weaknesses, and really continually striving to be the best possible version of yourself. So whatever you do, I encourage you to always keep on doing better and working for improvements. Because when you put your hearts and souls into something, we will feel a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in whatever we accomplish, and I believe that is the true source of happiness. Many of you already embody this spirit of excellence. I can't share all of your stories, but perhaps just one of your classmates, Ashley Gwyneth Tan. Ashley was diagnosed with dyslexia in secondary school, and that sparked her interest in working with children with disabilities. She later learned more about occupational therapy during her diploma internship at a special needs school. So she pursued this with passion, setting her mind on pursuing excellence and finding joy in helping others. She was determined not to let her dyslexia get in her way, and she found creative ways to keep up with her studies. And through her hard work, she made the provost list for 2 consecutive academic years and received the Nian Gongxi Scholarship. And besides excelling in her studies, she found time to work with those with special needs. She volunteered as a befriender at Rainbow Center, where she engaged students with disabilities to help them integrate into the community, and also volunteered with the SIT Magical Hearts Club, where she learned how to use magic tricks to entertain people with disabilities and seniors. Today, she is an occupational therapist at Rainbow Center, teaching students with disabilities how to dress and fine-tune their motor skills. And in the spirit of continual improvement, she hopes to pursue a master's degree in occupational therapy and engage in research to provide more effective treatment for patients under her care. Well done, Ashley. As I said, I'm only citing one story because if I were to mention all of the stories here, I don't think we will be able to finish this in good time. We'll be here the whole day. But all of your stories, I'm sure, shows how the pursuit of excellence can be deeply fulfilling and satisfying. This is so for Ashley, and I'm sure it applies to all of our graduates here today. So to the class of 2022, continue to chase the rainbow, push the boundaries and excel in what you do, and find purpose and meaning in everything that you strive for. Congratulations once again, and I wish you all the best in the next phase of your life's journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DPM. This morning, we are very pleased to announce that SIT has its first recipient of an honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. The recipient of this very special award is Mr. Ng Yat Chung. Professor John Tong, Deputy President, Academic and Provost, SIT, will now deliver the citation for Mr. Ng Yat Chung, the honorary graduate. Professor Tong, please.
Mr. Lawrence Wong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Mr. Bill Chang, Chairman, SIT Board of Trustees, Professor Chua Ki-cheng, President, Singapore Institute of Technology, distinguished honorary graduate, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Today, we have the pleasure of honoring an individual who has contributed greatly to the success of SIT. It is none other than our founding chairman, Mr. Ng Yat Chung. During his tenure from September 2009 to March 2022, Mr. Ng Yat Chung steered the growth and development of SIT as the first university of applied learning in Singapore. SIT began humbly as an aggregator of overseas university partner programs in 2009, when it was set up to expand the opportunities for polytechnic graduates to attain high-quality undergraduate degrees. With Mr. Ng at the helm, SIT undertook 3 key initiatives which enabled it to grow from an aggregator role into an institution that confers its own degrees. First, SIT evolved its own applied learning pedagogy, tailoring it to fit its student profile of predominantly polytechnic graduates. Second, SIT strengthened its partnerships with local employers, including introducing new work-study modalities. Third, SIT built up the capabilities of its faculty to deliver learning in close collaboration with industry. SIT was subsequently gazetted as Singapore's 5th autonomous university in March 2014. Since then, SIT has widened its program offerings to close to 40 undergraduate programs. Student enrollment has grown from nearly 3,500 in 2014 to about 9,000 in 2021, with a consistently strong employment rate of over 90% for its graduates. Throughout these years of tremendous growth, Mr. Ng kept SIT focused on its mission to develop individuals who build on their interests and talents to impact society. He emphasized that SIT should always remain responsive to industry needs and ensure that its graduates had skills that were relevant and valued by industry. In this regard, he underscored the importance of having a curriculum that would be adaptable to changing industry needs. He also placed a strong emphasis on practice-oriented learning, industry partnerships, and integration of work and study in the curriculum. He steered SIT towards deepening its applied research capabilities, providing students with opportunities to undertake industry-inspired research that supports industry development, as well as enabling SIT's faculty to stay in close touch with industry, and thereby ensuring that SIT's academic programs kept abreast with business and technological developments in industry. In this regard, he encouraged SIT to adopt an intellectual property policy that incentivized collaboration with industry to develop innovative products and solutions. He also encouraged SIT to continue leveraging its overseas university partners to build an extended ecosystem of partners so that SIT could react swiftly to new areas of growth and industry needs. Today, SIT is recognized as a university of applied learning that has strong linkages with the industry. Mr. Ng also guided SIT to set up its continuing education and training capabilities that delivered relevant courses to industry professionals, as well as skills upgrading programs for the industry workforce, which are implemented in conjunction with the companies. In 2019, SIT also launched its Industrial Masters and Industrial Doctorate degree programs to strengthen industry's innovation capabilities. Mr. Ng also played a key role in strengthening SIT's organizational structure, processes, and culture, including in succession planning and talent development, internal financial controls, and managing headcount growth, all critically important for a new university. A firm believer in enterprise risk management, Mr. Ng ensured that SIT had effective processes to identify key risk drivers and appropriate mitigating measures to manage the risks of a young and growing university. He also encouraged greater digitalization in SIT's academic and corporate activities and led SIT to be an early adopter of cloud solutions for its IT infrastructure and services since 2014. Last, but certainly not least, Mr. Ng was a strong advocate for SIT's future consolidated campus that would be located in the Punggol Digital District, or PDD. He envisioned that the co-location would facilitate cross-fertilization of knowledge and collaboration between faculty, staff, and students, and companies in the PDD, as well as the residential community. The various projects that would arise from such exchanges and collaboration would benefit and contribute to the broader industry and community within the PDD area. Today, SIT is honored to confer on Mr. Ng the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Chairman, may it please you to confer upon Mr. Ng Yat Chun the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Thank you, Chairman. Dr. Ng will now deliver his speech. Dr. Ng, please.
Mr. Lawrence Wong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Mr. Bill Chua, Chairman, Board of Trustees, Professor Chua Ki Chang, President SIT, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to get used to being known as Dr. Ng. It's not every other day that you get a chance to start a university from ground up. So it was a singular honor and privilege for me to participate in building a brand new university from scratch. SIT has made progress since it was gazetted as an autonomous university in 2014. And at this point, I would like to personally again thank DPM Lawrence Wong for his personal role in establishing the need for SIT to be the 5th autonomous university in Singapore. So how do you go about building a startup university different from what we already have in Singapore? There were no guidebooks. But the team was guided by 3 simple ideas in developing SIT as a university of applied learning. The first idea is that we should always focus what we offer as a university on what our student needs. Most of our students would come from the polytechnics, and this shapes the way we teach and the range of courses we offer. We also believe that we can get the best outcome when we can offer students with the right aptitude the preferred degree of their choice. That is why SIT interview all our applicants to get to know them better, their aptitude, their motivations, and their preferences, so that we can best match our programs to their needs. So I'm pleased to see that most students at SIT can enroll in their first or second choice of courses. The second idea that guided us is that as a university of applied learning, we have to work very closely with industries to understand what capabilities and knowledge potential employers are looking for in our graduates, so that we can design the past programs to offer and the kind of applied research to undertake. We introduce programs not offered by other universities if there is a market demand for it. And today, I think the degrees that our graduates have undertook are degrees that's not offered by other universities in Singapore. And we start programs quickly when demand wanes. We work hard to incorporate workplace learning as a key feature of our degree program so that our students can have a running start in the workplace when they graduate. And today, our Integrated Work-Study Program, or IWSP, is much emulated by one form or another by other universities. The third idea that guided us is that we have to work closely with other various top universities overseas to enrich the range of degrees that we can offer our students. And in engaging with our overseas university partners, we exchange ideas, identify new sources of demand to ensure that SIT keeps up with the best practices elsewhere, so that SIT would not become insular and stagnant. And SIT cannot afford to become insular and stagnant at all costs. We are entering a period of great uncertainty, climate change, geopolitical conflicts, growing inflation, industry disruption, just to name a few. But I'm confident that as a young, agile university of applied learning, SIT will continue to seek excellence, to continually transform itself, to remain a valuable part of the tertiary education landscape in Singapore and beyond. SIT today is a product of the work of the Board of Trustees, the university management, our academic staff, our overseas university partners, the polytechnics, the Ministry of Education, our industry partners, our donors, our students, their parents, and our growing alumni. I am deeply honored to receive this honorary degree of the Doctor of Letters on behalf of all the men and women who built SIT to what it is today. And may I wish SIT and all the graduates today every success in the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ng. Mr. Bill Chang, Chairman, Board of Trustees, SIT, will now present the prizes and certificates to the graduates. Chairman, please. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Diagnostic Radiography. May I present the graduates of whom the following degrees have earlier been conferred. Recipient of the Canon Medical Systems Asia Outstanding Student Award in Diagnostic Radiography, Huang Mei Yan. Recipient of the Singapore Society of Radiographers Book Prize in Honours Thesis for Diagnostic Radiography, Ariel Novranto Afandi. Abdul Azim bin Rafi. Alicia Ng Xuan Jing. Ang Xin Jie. Ayu Wandira binti Rahmat. Chan Lee Jin Melissa. Chan Shu Min Sarah. Sherlyn T. Jing Si. Chiu Ki Ge. 掐丝田、青诗会、Chloe Teresa Ng、川西会、Cynthia Chan Shi Ting、Engku Nelly Lydia binti Ishak、Felicia Leslie Shen、侯湘展、黄子琪、Iris New Chu Yun、Jaislyn Wong Yun Tian、John Sim Siu Kwan、寇杰辉 Justin、赖思云、Lam Jing Yip、Lim K Min、娄一正、Manuel Zarina Bernadette Antonio、Mark Ho 之凤、Mariam binti Tori、Muhammad Sharizwan bin Shabirin、Mustalifah binti Zainah、Nicholas Kojit Ho、Ong Mei Yi、Ong Shen-je Samuel、潘卓伟、温俊凯、 Kwek Chun Hien. Radhi Nasyaira binti Muhammad Syahir. Xia Xinxue. Xia Zhixuan. Xia Jinhui Jacqueline. So Li Fang Jolene. Srina Aida binti Roslan. Sukhvinder Singh Dillon. Tan Wei Ping Terry. Ting Xin Ping Rina. Tiu Xin Yun Felicia. Te Xiu Fang Pelin. Yao Yuting. Yuan Qinyi. Bachelor of Science in Radiation Therapy. Recipient of the Carnegie Foundation Outstanding Student Award in Radiation Therapy, Tan Han Min. Recipient of the Singapore Society of Radiographers Book Prize in Honours Thesis for Radiation Therapy, So Yanqi. Chow Min Hua. Gan Nisia. Jermin Shou Jianmin. Joanne Goh Shi Ying. Joelle Po Jiahui. Kimberly Joseph. Liu Nianci. Rachel Ng Ray Si. Roshan Sabiha. Bachelor of Science in Occupational Therapy. Recipient of the National Council of Social Service Outstanding Student Award in Occupational Therapy and joint recipient of the Lin Shu Mei Book Prize in Clinical Practice Education, Ashley Gwyneth Tan. Joint recipient of the Lin Shu Mei Book Prize in Clinical Practice Education, Niu Ling Li. Recipient of the Tan and New Book Prize in Leadership and Management in Occupational Therapy, Alicia Kwek Ling Xuan. Aaron Chong Jia Hui. Abigail Li Shi Hui. Alexa Chang En Ting. Ang Cui Yen Serene. Ang Pei Lin. Ang Xuan Han. Anita George. Ariel Lim. Chan Chin Wei. Chan Kwang Hong. Chan Mu Rong. Charlene Tan Si Wan. Che Yet Hong. Chia Jia Lin Cherie. Chu Ya Chi Chloe. Dumitra Daughter Yoganandam. Adelina Chong Kai Ling. Fu Shan En Johanna Faith. Fu Xuan Hui Joanne Faith. Frank Fan Yizhi. Go Yin Lin Patrina. Hannah Ko Qing Hui. 康元琪、柯新业、Lam Yao Hing Bradley、Lau Kai Kit、Lee Sin Cheryl、刘新明、Lim Xie Jun、刘惠美、Lydia Shafrina binti Safaruan、赖佳琪、Maisara B binti Muhammad、Megan Lau Si En、Merlin Lau Kai Ting、Nadira Abu Bakar、Nadia Lok Yi Zhen、Su Yin Fidessa、Yong Kiat Caleb、Nur Adila binti Muhammad Kalim、Nur Diana Yu Jia Jia、Nur Idia binti Ahmad Maza、Nur Atika binti Sadeli、Nurul Akila binti Muhammad Taufik、欧新芳、汤楚慧、Po Siu Yi Jess、Prishalini daughter Rajendran、邱纳轩、Rachel Tay En Hui、 Chia Wan Ting Vivian. Xi Shefen. Sharifah Zainab binti Said Ahmad Shahab. Siddiqah Mariam binti Abdul Rahman. Sam Ro Jing. Tan Bao Zhu. Tan Jia Qi. Tan Jing Rong. Tan Qing Fang. Tan Si Hui. Tan Si Li Samantha. Tan Yue Tong. Teng Yixin. Tessa Chan Junqi. Therese Marie Tay Yen Tzu. Tiong Ang Sing. Dong Wei Ting. Valerie Tang Wan Jing. Wang Jieqi. Wang Yexun Sebastian. Wang Yiqian. Wu Yingyi Felicia. Yu Fenglin Jocelyn. Yu Manni. Zhang Jiahui. Zhang Linna. This concludes the presentations of graduates. Thank you, Chairman.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awards presented today have all been made possible through the generosity of our donors. To our donors, thank you for your thoughtful philanthropy. Your support has encouraged and inspired our students and graduates to continue to seek excellence wherever they go. The valedictorian of this ceremony is Ms. Huang Mei Yuan. Mei Yan will now deliver the valedictorian speech.
Guest of Honor, Mr. Lawrence Wong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance. Mr. Bill Chang, Chairman, Board of Trustees, SIT. Professor Chua Ki Chang, President, SIT. Senior Management of SIT, professors and staff of SIT. Fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and a big thank you for being here with us today. I am Ian from the Diagnostic Radiography degree program. To my fellow graduates, today might not be a day you will vividly remember years down the road, but let us take this opportunity to look back on our years of education to see what lessons we can take away and remember for the years to come. We first came into our respective programs 4 years ago. Some not knowing what to expect, some already had their lives fully planned out, and some were in a state of limbo, oscillating between knowing and not knowing how their lives would pan out. But regardless of how we first started, and regardless of how many disruptions and changes there were to our plans, we are here today because we have put in our fair share of effort and sleepless nights, received our fair share of support, and perhaps experienced our fair share of luck. While the outcome of our university journeys will leave us at different points on the spectrum of life, let us remind ourselves that this is merely the beginning of many adventures. We will contribute to a better tomorrow as we spread our wings and define what it means for each of us to be successful. And we may look back a while later to see the fruits of our endeavors, just as we are doing now. There will be ups and downs, successes and failures, and positivity and negativity along the way, similar to what we have experienced throughout our educational journey. Tight deadlines, difficult clinical cases, ever-changing COVID-19 protocols. The list can go on forever. But don't be discouraged by the setbacks and challenges to come, or be too concerned about starting this journey on the best note possible. After all, we have all overcome a number of challenges that have hit us hard during the educational journey. Today, this graduation ceremony tells us that we made it. But is it good enough? As we all wear our graduation gowns in full view of the people who have walked this journey with us, it might seem like an underwhelming expression of what we have been through. Our degree scrolls, transcripts, and presence today do not reflect our journey's intense rigor and low periods. But even amid our heavy academic workload, coupled with extensive clinical placements, we managed to take some time from our university life to relax. From hanging out with friends and family to watching Netflix and YouTube videos, these are the little things we did to keep ourselves sane, pamper ourselves, and remind ourselves that studying isn't all there is to academia. The same will apply now that we are out in the workforce. It will get busy. But as we become engrossed in the momentary madness of work, remember to have fun and remind yourself that there is life beyond work. All of us here are the same. We have the potential to change what we know today into a new tomorrow. As we venture out into the workforce, we will continue to be lifelong learners of tomorrow, improving ourselves far beyond what we are today, and contributing in incremental capacities toward our community. And the genesis of all of this begins with our education here. But before that, let us not forget those who have supported us through this journey, our friends, teachers, family, and whoever may have played a role in shaping us into who we are. Regardless of how they have contributed, how much time they have spent with us, and whether or not they are here today. Let us appreciate them for their presence in our lives. They have enriched our lives and experiences and helped shape us into who we are today. Let us extend our heartfelt thanks and give them a round of applause. To end this speech, I would like to share a quote that has played a part in shaping my definition of success. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded." This is the quote that has helped me through these years, but let me challenge you to think more dynamically instead of feeling constrained by your environment and by what others tell you. Is there a belief or philosophy that you live by? The external circumstances over the years help shape your beliefs and values. If so, let me leave you with this question to think about for yourself, by yourself, without having to consider external pressures. What do you want out of a successful and meaningful life? With this, I thank you. Happy graduation, class of 2022.
Thank you, Megan. Dear graduates, as we come to the end of today's ceremony, we extend our congratulations to you and warmly welcome you to the SIT alumni family. Once a citizen, always a citizen. Congratulations, class of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem and ceremonial recession.